This is another episode of the podcast, my podcast, I should say. I should take ownership over it. Yes, I should just say it's my podcast and go ahead and say that. I think we're in somewhere, episode 63, 64. It's been a while since I've done this podcast. And for those of you who might be missing it, I don't think there's anyone that's missing it. I'm not sure if anyone is missing it or not missing it. It's frustrating because I always say to myself, I want to sit down and heavily script out what I'm going to say with this podcast. And then I sit down and I try to heavily script out what I'm going to say, and it just feels fake. And I don't know what the solution is other than it's interesting. I was about to start over, but I'm forcing myself not to start over. No. What's the solution? The solution is I have to allow myself to be spontaneous. That's not the solution. The solution is I just have to complain. Maybe that's the solution. No, that's not the solution either. I think what I really want to be able to do is just be brilliant immediately, without any practice or without any attempt at it. I just want to be able to talk into a microphone, and it's pure brilliance. That's all I'm looking for. Once I achieve that, I think everything else will fall into place. Perfectionism. That's what I'm going after. Perfectionism. And the problem is or at least I'm told, there's no such thing as perfectionism, and that I shouldn't strive for perfection. I should strive for excellence. That always bothered me because I feel like if I achieve perfection, the excellence will be there with it. It'll be encased within that perfection. Whereas if I achieve excellence, well, it might be excellent, but it's not perfect. Now I don't know what I'm saying again. And I'm tempted to start over, but I don't want to start over. I want to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I sat down to write jokes today. And my goal was to write about 15 or 20 jokes. And I got around about joke 14 or joke 15. And I wrote, I hate myself. And at that point, it was not so much a punchline as it was a discovery. But I really do. I hate myself. I do. That's really what it is. It's the only conclusion I can reach, is that that's why I'm so miserable. I can blame other people, I have, and I probably still will, but underneath all that blame, the fact is, I'm the one who just doesn't feel good enough. I'm the one who feels inadequate. So I have to take responsibility for that, and then try to be a higher being, which pisses me off. Why do I have to be can't I, for once, not be the higher being? That's all I want. For once, I want to be petty, and I want to blame everyone around me and not take responsibility. That'd be amazing. That's the vacation I want to take. That's what it is. Instead of going somewhere, I want, for 1 week, to be allowed to totally blame everyone else for my misery. I want to be able to scream and yell at people without provocation and without fear of retribution. That would be a vacation right there. That would be phenomenal. That would be great. Just great. You look at me the wrong way and I scream and yell at you. But it's okay because it's part of my paid 2 weeks. Man, I love that. See? It's a lesson for myself. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on this podcast. A tarot card reader told me that a podcast would lead me traveling. I'd be doing a traveling podcast. That's what she said. I would go on the road with my podcast, which is an interesting thought. I don't know where on the road I would go. I don't like going to exotic places because I enjoy indoor plumbing and Starbucks, frankly, mostly in the same place. And as soon as there's not a Starbucks, that's why I could never be on the Enterprise. Go where no one has gone before. No, at least Starbucks has to have been there before. Otherwise, I'm not interested. It's no dice for me. Transition. The Joshua Snyder podcast is brought to you by depression. In a world where taking out your anger on other people is not considered couth, why not try depression? Turn that anger inward. Blame yourself. Be down in the dumps. That way you won't be a bother. Depression. Now available at all Rite Aid pharmacies. Transition. And now it's time for another adventure of the Dark Enforcer. New York City, 1936. Lower Manhattan. Night. Two criminals are breaking into a bank, stealing all the money they can, assuming this is the biggest score that will enable them to be free. All right, come on, Mac. We gotta get this done. The cops are gonna be here any minute. All right. I'm working on it. Mac? Who's there? Show yourself. I know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. Who said that? I know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. Are you the Dark Enforcer? That is right. I am the Dark Enforcer. I was, gotta be honest with you. I'm a little, surprised at the voice. What's the matter with my voice? No, nothing's wrong with it. It's just I expected a deeper voice. I can be threatening with a high voice. I'm very threatening, very, very threatening. Well, I mean, you're threatening because I can't see you, but I can hear you. But if it was just the voice we were talking about, I think you'd be less threatening. Oh yeah. Well, what about this? Matt, you just kind of sounded like a siren there. I don't see what you're going for there, right there. I know what evil lurks in your heart. I know. Oh, really? All right. Well, okay. What evil lurks in my heart? You are a bank robber. Yeah. I know. I'm in the process of robbing a bank. I think anyone who can see me robbing the bank could probably know that I'm robbing the bank. I was expecting more of a deeper psychological revelation when you said you know what evil. And isn't that the shadow, by the way? I also know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. I know the shadow knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. That's fine. I also happen to have it. And I don't think, he doesn't have a copyright on knowing what evil lurks in the hearts of men. A lot of people have that ability. I know it's not exclusive. You gonna, is this where you try to tackle me or something? Oh, no, you're gonna give up. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm gonna continue robbing the bank. I still don't see you. You're gonna have to. You won't like me when I'm angry. That's Incredible Hulk. This is in the 1930s. Incredible Hulk doesn't exist yet. All right, well, listen. I'm gonna be anachronistic. You're breaking the reality, man. You're breaking the reality. Well, what are you gonna do about it? All right. You asked for it. I'm going to reveal an inner truth about you that you're not going to want to be able to hear. Oh, I'm waiting with bated breath on this. You pick your nose and then you eat it. Wow. I mean, that is true, but that's, and it is gross. And it's a bit embarrassing, but it really isn't enough to break me right now. I still am feeling confident that I can take you as soon as you show yourself. I'm gonna be back. You're gonna. Oh God. Well, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna. No, you better stay here. Otherwise you're a coward. Well, listen, I'm rich now, so if I'm a rich coward, I don't care. I'm gonna go. No, all right, no, I'm gonna let you get away this time, but I know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. This is the end of the podcast, the end of the podcast, and the children sing and the children play. This is the end of the podcast.